YouTube, what's going on, everybody? We got a banger tuber for you guys here today, as we have a Draymond build for you guys. I was just messing around with different builds this morning, soon after I got up, and I was like, you know what? We're gonna try some builds out. We're gonna I was very interested in trying to find some other fun builds, unique builds, and stuff like that, or just some builds that I think a lot of people would enjoy. So I was trying Ray Allen, and I just couldn't get the Ray Allen thing to work out with the shades of or anything like that. But if you guys still want to see that Ray Allen build as well, though, let me know in the comments, because I can definitely still make it. Just won't have the shades of Ray Allen. It'll have like the shades of like Del Curry and stuff like that. So if you guys still want to see that, though, let me know, and I will definitely do a video on a Ray Allen, shooting sharpshooter type build, whatever. But then I came across, the funny idea when looking at some templates on, on the builder, looking at the NBA templates, and I'm like, what would be funny if we made a Draymond Green build? So, we have a 6'6", 230 pounds, 7'2" wingspan Draymond Green build. Get the shades of as well, and I think it will be really, really funny to have a build like this. So, the main focus point on this Draymond build is being able to, still defend the paint a little bit, although we're not able to get anchor, but we are playing the 4 because, he is a power forward on the list and everything like that. So because he is a power forward and he's a little shorter, we're going to be able to defend the paint a little bit, especially with taller power forwards that we might get locked into. But we have that silver post lockdown, so we're not going to be able to get bullied as easily as like some people might think. But then also we have like just crazy perimeter defense. We can, get in the passing lanes. I mean, Draymond's not really much of a ball ripper or anything like that. We can get some blocks with chase down, pogo stick as well, grab some rebounds with the 83 defensive rebound as well. So I feel like this is a pretty decent build for what it is. I mean, with the Draymond build in general, it's pretty good because we also have an 89 pass accuracy as well. Even though I do believe Draymond's pass accuracy on both of his builds, or at least like in the template, it's like at a 90 or something like that. But I know that in the actual like roster list, his build in the roster is actually like, it doesn't have as great of pass accuracy. But instead of going with the 90, I just went with the 89. We could have just went with the 90. But just to show you guys, it's like really the only thing that we would get with an actual like 90 is touch passer. So touch passer would be the only thing that gets upgraded at a 90 to get gold. But then if we had like a 91, we would be able to get gold needle threader and all that stuff. But I mean, obviously with everything that I have here, I could possibly have done it if I just said fuck the driving dunk, whatever. But obviously this is just like the first draft of it that I came up with. So if you guys actually want to, you guys could just say fuck the driving dunk, whatever, just drop down the driving dunk. And try to like make everything else just kind of work. But I feel like with a lot of these attributes, you can't really touch them that much, just because I feel like a lot of the attributes are pretty like set in stone and pretty good for what they are. So with that being said, let's just go through the list here from top to bottom, as we usually do. So starting off with close shot being an 84, pretty good here. We get that masher on gold and, whistle on silver. So whistle on silver being pretty decent though. But most importantly though, we have like some other stuff here, like pro touch being Hall of Fame. Giant Slayer is also really, really good. So yeah, I mean, we get Giant Slayer, which for this particular build is actually good. I usually talk about my, like big builds or, stuff like that, where or even like my Larry Bird build where we have Hall of Fame Giant Slayer. I believe we do have it on there, where it just doesn't matter though because we're 6'9". but for Draymond here, this Draymond build being a 6'6", kind of like a small ball forward, which honestly I feel like this is just really, really solid just to have a small ball forward in general. Like, it's just a good idea. But yeah, we do have we have Giant Slayer on gold, so it actually makes sense to have it. Fearless finisher. Not like we are going to be driving much because we only get the 76, but we do get that Scooper badge on gold. Hello, we get Scooper and Acrobat on silver as well. which is pretty damn solid. We do get Slithery on bronze, so there you have it, but Giant Slayer also on gold. So we're going to be able to get some drives off. It's not like we're going to be like, the best, but, getting those scooper animations with Slithery, if I can even speak, and Giant Slayer procking, I mean, we're just going to have, we're going to be able to score in the paint. That's not going to be a problem. The 70 driving dunk, just so we can indeed just, get some dunk animations off. Pretty simple there. There are some basic dunk animations that we can get that can help us get some drives to the paint with the open lane. So that's pretty cool there. Nothing much for the 42 standing dunk because, yeah, it's just, we're not going to be focusing on standing dunks with a 6'6" power forward. Not like Draymond does a lot of standing dunks. He's mostly like a cutter, if anything. So if he is going to go towards the basket, it's mostly like post up on a mismatch or something like that because he's pretty strong, even though he's like very short. So with him playing like a small ball, though, he is pretty strong. He's got some weight on him. He's got some length on him as well, obviously. So he's able to utilize his ability to just post up and just score over smaller players. But most of the time, he is going to try and shoot threes when he can't really shoot threes. And he's mostly looking for Steph Curry or Clay or anybody else on the team. So that's the reason why he's not going to be standing and dunking, but more so driving and scoring that way. But we did give him the 72 post control just in case there is like a little bit of like a mismatch where, you do have like an actual like guard or something like that where you get a mismatch onto a guard. And more times than not, the guard is not going to have the post move lock. I was trying to figure out what it was called. Post move lock. So most times they probably won't have post move lock just because they are focusing on perimeter defense as a guard. So you should be able to utilize the post spin technician to an advantage. If you are able to play like a 5-out kind of thing where you're playing the middle there. So yeah, it's just one of those situations where it just kind of makes sense to have the 72 post control. Plus, also, like in his builds, he does have like a little bit of a post control, but I don't really think it's to this extent. But the 72 is pretty solid. Now with shooting, though, we have a 76 mid-range, which the 76 mid-range does indeed give you that green machine on silver, which is pretty solid, and then space creator. And then with us having the 76 3-point rating, which does give us agent threes on bronze, but also giving us that corner specialist on silver as well. But because with this particular build in general, and obviously with us having only a 76, we're not really going to be focusing on shooting like, on the wings or anything like that. But we are going to be focusing on shooting the corners more than likely just because of our lower 3-point rating. And I talked about this before, I believe, in the Larry Bird build as well, where you kind of want your lower 3-point rating builds to be in the corners if they are going to be shooting. So if you do have like an 80 plus 3-point rating, try to leave the corners open and play more on the wings, just so your taller players like your centers, your stretches, or even your inside out players, your slashers, so on and so forth. So your cutters, slashers, or just like your builds, like your centers with a lower 3-point rating, if you are playing 5-out, make sure that they get the corners as well. So it's like, with this, we're able to utilize our badges to the fullest extent because it's like we won't have like agent threes that high. We only have silver catch and shoot, only bronze deadeye and blinders. So it's like with this, we can just have silver claymore proc. We can have silver open looks. We can have silver green machine if we've been shooting and hitting greens. But most importantly, having that corner specialist is really, really good. And what's going to help us be able to get that green window just a little bit bigger, especially on those open shots in the corner so we can actually hit them. So even though we have like a low 3-point rating on this and a low mid-range as well, we're still going to be able to shoot those shots. The 76 mid-range and the 76 3-pointer, pretty solid. Because no matter what, because we all know that sometimes when you're in the corner, you get like the catch into the corner or whatever, and then you go to take a shot, and sometimes it just moves your character forward in front of the line for a mid-range instead of a 3. But you're still going to be able to hit whether it's a 3-pointer or mid-range with this, and that's what's really, really good about that. So moving on to the free throw being a 71, just so we can get bronze free throw, or free points with our free throw rating. So there you have it. That's just practically the main reason why. Just so, also Draymond doesn't really have the greatest free throw in general, but you can still hit with a 71 in the game. And with bronze free points, you're like, even with bronze free points, you're still like going to be able to smack those free throws pretty consistently if you can time it to where it's not like very early, very late or whatever. So if you can at least like get it within that range, where it's like pretty damn close to being a green release, it's going to be like a guaranteed anyway with the free points badge if you are in a situation where it will proc. But for playmaking, practically we have the 89 pass accuracy, which I mentioned before. I didn't go to the 80 or to the 90 to get touch passer, or the 91 to get needle threader on gold. But the 89 is definitely what gives you that dimer and relay passer on gold as well, as you can see. So that's what's really, really good about that. But not only that, but the 89 does give you the Tyrese Halliburton pass style, which a lot of people would say, including myself, is one of, if not the best pass styles that is in the game. Now, I don't know if, having different pass styles depending on height makes a difference or anything like that, or position, because it's like I still use Tyrese Halliburton on my Jokic build. But, I've always like wondered like what would happen if I just actually used Jokic pass style on my Jokic build instead of Tyrese Halliburton. I wonder if it will make a little bit of a difference, especially, we know that Jokic likes to do his bounce passes down court as well. So I just was wondering if it was a little bit different for me to use like, a pass style like Jokic on like a bigger player compared to Tyrese Halliburton, because we know Tyrese Halliburton is still really good, but I wonder if it makes a difference because I'm using Tyrese Halliburton on a bigger player, and if Jokic would still be viable that way. So if you guys can let me know in the comment section below, that would be awesome if you guys have experimented with that. But we have the 89 pass accuracy, which is pretty good. Break starter on gold, special delivery, relay passer, dimer, all in gold as well. Silver badges being needle threader, touch passer, post, playmaker as well. And then we have the bronze bailout. So it's like if we went to a 91, we would get gold touch passer, needle threader, and then silver bailout as our extra additions. But you guys can try and do that. Like I said, if you want to drop the driving dunk down and you don't give a shit about a driving dunk, cool. You can do that as well. Or if you just want to say, fuck it, with the steal rating, because that would also make sense to just give up the steal rating. But interceptor is pretty decent. We just have it up there just for that. But if you guys don't give a shit about having interceptor or anything like that, and you're just there just to be in front of the ball and not really care if you're in the passing lanes or anything like that, and you just really just want to just stay in front of the ball and make sure that they don't get to the paint or they just don't get the score off in general, and you don't care about getting steals, you can drop that down as well. Couple different options for you guys to do when trying to make this build a little bit better for your playstyle, or if you really care about having certain badges, that too as well. But we have the 87 interior defense though for post lock, as I mentioned before. We got workhorse as well on gold, mainly because we do have an 89 perimeter defense as well, which does give us clamps. We do get that 94 feet as well for having the 88 plus, because typically if you want to have like the 85, which is what you would need to get clamps on silver anyway, and then you go to an 86, nothing really happens. But then the 87 gives you gold challenger, the 88 gives you 94 feet, and the 89 rating does give you the ankle braces as well. Now you're not going to have fast feet on silver with this build as well, which is another thing that you guys can necessarily change about the build, where, like I said, well, fuck it on the steal, and then you just upgrade your acceleration to a 73, just so you can indeed get fast feet, and then also that will give you slippery off ball on silver as well. Just some changes, just some slight changes that you guys can do to the build, some slight tweaks. But obviously this is like the first version of my build where I was trying to focus on getting these shades of Draymond here. But I definitely do believe that if you were to possibly like change like the driving dunk a little bit and the steal rating, I'm pretty sure you would still get the shades of Draymond. So that would be pretty awesome though. But you have the 60 steal, you have a 68 block as well, which is 68 block does give us chase down artists, so you're able to get some blocks on the chase down. Like I mentioned before, can't really get anchor because you're 6'6", not 6'7", which is unfucking fortunate. Like, excuse the fuck out of me, 2K. But yeah, pogo stick we got on silver as well. 65 offensive rebound. Practically just here so we can get more rebounds, and we have practically box out beast, pogo stick, post playmaker, rebound chaser, all on silver as well, from us also having the 83 defensive rebound, giving us the silver rebound chaser to begin with. So that's pretty good there. Now with our physicals, we have a 75 speed, which does give us speed booster. So hey, I mean, we do have speed booster available. So like I said before, if you're like in the corner or whatever, somebody jumps at you, you get like an open lane or something like that, you just have the ball, you just get that little extra speed boost towards the paint, and then do like a layup or whatever there. But you also get hyperdrive, and then it also gives you chase down artist. Pretty good stuff there. The 70 acceleration, as I mentioned before, with the fast feet, you could increase to get fast feet on silver, slippery off ball on silver as well, but those two are only bronze. We do get spot finder on silver, as well as a triple strike on silver. We do have blow by, speed booster as well on bronze because of it as well. We have an 82 strength, man. The 82 strength, really, really good for us being 6'6". And, you know, Draymond is pretty fucking strong, as I mentioned before, but it gives us clamps, gives us fearless finisher. We do have bulldozer on at least bronze, so there's that for you. If you really, really wanted to, you can increase the weight probably some more to try and get to like an 84 strength or something like that to get bulldozer on silver if you so really wanted that. Not really 100% needed though. But you do have physical handles on gold as well, which is pretty damn good. So you're not going to have a problem really against, you know, other guards. And then also box out beast, we get brick wall on at least a bronze, silver immovable enforcer, which is pretty damn solid, improves a defensive player strength when defending ball handlers and finishers. So that's really, really good for us of being shorter. We can still utilize that strength to be able to get some stops. And then back down punisher on silver, post move lock on silver as well. Just some stuff there. The vertical being a 68, we have aerial wizard, which I don't really think it's going to do too much for us because we're not really going to focus on that. But it's there. It's whatever. And then chase down artist and pogo stick, as we mentioned before. Then we have the 99 stamina, which does give us the handles for days badge on bronze. We do get gold, 94 feet, and workhorse available as well. It's like if we had the extra defense to be able to get these, you know, on Hall of Fame, we would be able to because we had the 99 stamina for it, but we can't. It's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think of this build in the comment section below, just to show you guys that it is, you know, shades of Draymond Green here, man, and Anton Jamison, which surprised me. I haven't seen Anton Jamison before, honestly, in my personal opinion. I think it's difficult to get Anton Jamison unless I'm just, you know, circling around his like build with other builds and not necessarily getting into that circle until now. But yeah, like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just an idiot and doesn't know what I'm talking about. But I do believe it is a little difficult to get Anton Jamison. But then again, it's not like I was intentionally trying to for a while. But if you guys want to maybe see an Anton Jamison build, I might try and do that. That would be kind of interesting. One of my favorite cards from 2K23's my team, especially as out of position, I believe is what it was. Oh boy. Oh boy. Anton Jamison was one of my favorite cards, and I was cooking with his cards. You know, you can ask one of my buddies, Wavy, man. I was playing a co-op with him all the time, and I would be constantly using that build or that card, and I was cooking. But yeah, Draymond Green, Scotty Barnes. That's pretty awesome that we got Scotty Barnes as well. Pretty interesting. And Anton Jamison, we got a two-way diamond interior threat. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. That's going to be it for me, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later, everybody.